One of the biggest mistakes practitioners make is assuming a busy clinic automatically means a stable business. This is where summer exposes this really fast, like we discussed in the last video, because practitioners can go from fully booked weeks, packed schedules, nonstop treatments, constant patient demand, to suddenly having gaps, cancellations, inconsistent weeks, lower rebooking, fluctuating revenue. And the emotional reaction is usually immediate because many practitioners unknowingly build businesses that only feel stable when they're constantly busy. Welcome to Behind the Healing Table. I'm Dr. Ava, mom, acupuncturist, healer, entrepreneur. And this is where we get real about why good healers struggle and what it actually takes to build a sustainable, respected, holistic practice. And I think this is one of the hardest realizations for practitioners. You can technically have a full schedule, a busy clinic, lots of patient activity, and still have a business that is structurally fragile underneath it. Because busyness can hide weak retention, inconsistent revenue, poor forecasting, emotional overdependence on patient volume, lack of recurring systems, and operational instability. Boy, that was a mouthful. Everything looks fine until patient behavior changes slightly. Then suddenly the nervous system of the practitioner starts carrying the instability manually. So let's shift the awareness here because honestly, holistic practitioners are especially vulnerable to this because many clinics are built reactively instead of strategically, meaning revenue depends on constant treatments, retention depends on personality, consistency depends on practitioner overwork, and stability depends on the schedule staying full at all times. That's exhausting because eventually the business starts feeling emotionally fragile. One slower week creates panic. One seasonal dip creates anxiety. One schedule shift changes the entire emotional tone of the clinic owner. So this shows up constantly in practice ownership, and it can look like practitioners feeling financially unstable despite being busy, constantly chasing new patients instead of strengthening retention, inconsistent cash flow, panic marketing during slower weeks, overbooking during busy periods to compensate no recurring care structure, weak follow-up systems, relying entirely on weekly patient decisions, or emotionally attaching security to volume alone. This is why so many practitioners stay exhausted, even when the clinic is technically successful. So now time for our reframe. A stable business should not emotionally collapse the second volume changes. And this is where practitioners need to shift from surviving the schedule to actually building operational stability. Because sustainable clinics are not built on constant hustle, emotional panic, overworking, or hoping patient flow stays perfect forever. It sounds nice though. They're built through retention systems, predictable care planning, recurring revenue, communication, operational forecasting, and leadership maturity. Okay, let's get practical here. Instead of asking, how do I stay busier? Start asking, how do I become more stable? Look honestly at retention percentages, patient rebooking, recurring revenue, treatment plan structure, communication systems, seasonal forecasting, and whether your business can tolerate fluctuation without emotional chaos. Because like we mentioned earlier in the video, summer reveals very quickly whether your business is actually stable or just dependent on momentum. And sure, you might need momentum at first, but at this stage in our practice, we need to focus on more stability. A couple of things you can do this week: review your retention process. Are patients being guided into long term care intentionally or casually rebooking week to week? And then identify one area where your business currently depends too heavily on constant patient volume instead of stronger systems. I hope you found this helpful. Please like, subscribe, and comment below. If your schedule suddenly slowed down for 2 weeks, would your systems support you or would your nervous system have to? You're not alone here. So comment below and let us know. And until next time, stay grounded, keep healing, and build a practice that supports you as much as you support your patients.